Making the move to Denver, Colorado is not an easy decision, and in today's video I'm telling you everything that you need to know in 2023 before making the move. If that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and keep on watching. Welcome back to Colorado Living. I'm Nicole Baker. Today we're going over exactly that, but before we get started, you guys know the drill. I have to let you know I'm a licensed realtor here in this beautiful state. So if you've been interested in relocating and you need more information, go ahead and reach out to me. My number and email are popping up. I love assisting you guys and hearing from you in general. It just blows my mind that people watch my videos and want me to help them buy houses. It's just crazy. But if you don't want to reach out quite yet because you're not ready, go ahead and subscribe. I post videos every Monday and Wednesday at 5 p.m. Let's get started in today's video. Number one thing you have to know before moving, very important, it's not affordable. It's not affordable to live here. I have to say it first things first, because I would hate for me to be the reason that you guys move here and you just didn't know what you were in for, because living in Colorado is far from affordable, especially depending on where you're coming from. There's a wide array of states and they all kind of have different price points, whether it be housing, whether it be property tax, whether it be just like common goods and things like that. So I want to go over a little bit more into detail on what you can expect for the cost of living. If you haven't seen my full cost of living video, highly suggest checking that out once you guys are done here. It is... yeah, just go to my channel and check it out. I have tons of videos, like 50 plus videos or something, all about Colorado in general. But point being is it's very expensive, and we'll start off with housing. Housing, you're gonna be looking to start off with, if you're thinking single family homes, there are houses that start around $500,000. Granted, that's not the average price point, but I want to, if you're really wanting to make the move to Colorado to better your life because of all the other reasons I'm gonna give you guys in today's video, then I think you guys are a lot of the times open to maybe getting a smaller house or something along those lines, or a starter home, just to get your foot in the door of living in Colorado. And I think you could definitely do that if you're looking for specifically a single family for $500. If you're looking for a townhome or a condo, things like that, you can definitely get in lower, just depends on where. But there's condos and townhomes that start at $300,000. So granted, that's probably like a one bedroom. But again, if you're just a couple and maybe your cat or dog or something like that, it might be easy for you to make that transition and adjustment if needed. Another thing that I want to mention is the property taxes here. Luckily for you guys, even though the housing is more expensive, the property taxes are one of the lowest in the United States. So I think we're like the third lowest maybe in the United States, which is crazy. I always make the comparison between Texas and Colorado, because Texas, the homes are so much more affordable, but it is one of the highest property tax locations that you can move to in the United States. And I think a lot of people that are thinking about Texas don't realize that, or that are living in Texas right now realize it, and they're like, well, it goes onto your payment anyways, so might as well live somewhere where I really want to live versus just trying to be quote unquote affordable, because really in reality it's not as affordable as people think, you know. But that's just one scenario, right? When it comes to typical like goods and stuff like that, whether it be groceries, gas, that is really, I mean, it's pretty much the same as every other state, I would say. For example, I always use Arizona because that's where I'm from. Family still lives there. I go there pretty often, so I do follow both of those kind of like lifestyles. The gas, I think there's like $4.40 right now, and we're about $3.60 depending on the day. So that's something to keep in mind. When it comes to taxes and car insurance, those are some other big ones that people don't necessarily consider when making the move. Taxes, I think, are about 4.60, I think, for state taxes right now, which is pretty affordable compared to California. Oh my God, I looked up how much the state taxes are. Traumatized. I'm so sorry for anyone that's coming from California. That is insane. So definitely more affordable when it comes to state taxes. And then the other thing was car insurance. So whenever, depending on what state you're moving from, it may be more affordable, it may not be more affordable. But for example, I have 2 cars. I have one that's a 2012 paid off, and then I also have a 2020 not paid off car. And they're not Maseratis or like a McLaren or something. They're very basic cars. I think I paid $400 total for both of those cars, which is about $100 more, I would say, a month than what I was paying in Arizona. So I think that's super important to keep in mind. Make sure you get quotes for all of these things before making the move. It would be absolutely horrid if you moved here and didn't realize how expensive it was. So just keep that in mind, but let's go to the next thing. Next thing that I get asked pretty much every single time I talk to you guys is going to be the winters, what to expect when going into a Denver, Colorado winter time. So it is definitely cold. I will not lie to you. It gets cold here. 30 degrees is probably the average during the winter time. Some of you guys are laughing and probably saying, what? That's cold? I don't know what you're talking about. If you're coming from maybe like a back east state or up north, like upstate New York or something like that, where you guys are getting dumped constantly, it's gloomy, all of those things. Luckily for Colorado, granted it is pretty cold, but it only snows maybe, I don't know, I think they say on average it snows about 15 times a year, which is absolutely nothing compared to some of the states that maybe you guys are coming from. If you live in a state where it snows, comment down below, how often does it snow there? Like, and how much? Because I think that's another thing. Out of the 10 days of the 15 days that it snows here, it's probably maybe like an inch or 2. So it's nothing bad. Like, it doesn't stop, you know, work or anything like that. There are the occasional, I think we got it twice this year, maybe 3 times, where it was like 10 inches of snow, but even 10 inches is nothing compared to some of the absolute absurd amounts of snow that you guys get depending on where you're coming from. So not too bad. Also, when it comes to a cold winter, it is cold, but dress properly. I think that's the number one thing I learned when I moved here, especially like teaching your kids to dress properly, because I have a younger sister-in-law essentially, and she is, you know, in a shirt with no jacket and she's complaining that it's cold. Yes, it's going to be cold, so make sure you're layering up. You're wearing leggings, 2 pairs of leggings, leggings and jeans. I mean, whatever is going to get the job done, but it's always easier to get warmer than it is to cool off. Coming from Arizona, I was just talking to my mom about it like, I don't know, a week ago when it was like 8 degrees outside. She's like, oh my God, that's so cold. I was like, yeah, but when you are in Colorado and you get, say it's really cold outside, you get in your car, you immediately warm up. If you're in Arizona where it's 115 degrees outside and you go to the grocery store, you're going from the grocery store to your car, it only gets progressively hotter because it's super like melt your skin off hot walking to the car. Then your car has to cool off. And if you've ever seen like those memes where people like touch the steering wheel with like either like an oven mitt or that like burns their hand, that's not a joke. That is serious. It gets so hot there, and your AC, by the time you get home from the grocery store, your AC is barely starting to cool you off. So I much rather have it cold, and I know a lot of you guys are probably excited to get to the cold. I hear a lot of you guys excited for snow and things like that. So yeah, I think that's something that's really amazing about Colorado, but you definitely need to be prepared for it if you're deciding to make the move. Next thing is, if you are expecting to have a very quaint small town vibe when making the move to Colorado, I think you will be not happy. And the reason I say that is because Colorado is on a massive growth kick and has been for years now. We are absolutely exploding. It's kind of like Colorado was this hidden gem and now everybody is like, oh my God, I want to live there, because it has so many amazing things, and that kind of has to do with the price of homes too. Like more people that want to live here. It's slowly becoming like any other place where everybody wants to live. It hits up the price, of course. But point being is that, you know, when you guys are making the move and you're wanting this very slow paced life, it's not a small town. There's about 6 million people that live in the Denver metro area, I believe, or maybe that's all of Colorado. But point being is there's a lot of people that live here. It's not a small town. Granted, there are ways to mitigate wanting a small town feel, because you can, like, Colorado is so, it's barely touched the surface of basically like land to build on. There's so much more room for growth. So as of now, there are areas where if you're looking for a small town feel, you can definitely get it, but make sure you tell me that in advance, because there are going to be, it's just gonna explode and continue to explode over the next few years. So I wanna make sure you're not getting yourself into something that you don't want. If you're looking for small town feel, move to Wyoming. There's about 500,000 people in, I think, all of the state. It's the smallest populated state in America. So if you're looking for a super small town, that might be an option for you. But if you're looking to be close to everything that you need to be close to, like an airport, you want sports, you want all those fun things, but you don't want to be too close to it, keep that in mind when we're talking. I will set you guys up on the amazing search to get you in those areas. But one that just kind of comes off the top of my head is Elizabeth. Elizabeth is definitely more small town. It is growing. So if you're not wanting growth at all, definitely don't look at Elizabeth. But my point being is, guys, there's so many options when it comes to Colorado and where to go to, but don't live in Denver Metro or the surrounding suburbs if you're looking for small town, because it's not what it is. Last but not least, something that you need to know about Denver, Colorado in 2023 is there are so many different types of people here in Colorado. So whether you are single, whether you're a couple, whether you're a millennial, whether you're a retiree, whether you have a family, it doesn't matter. There's going to be a place for you here in Colorado. If you don't want that, don't move here, because I'm saying, like, there's a wide array of different types of people, whether it be politically, whether it be family status, whether it be like demographic and things like that. There's so many different types of people here in Colorado, and that's one of the things I personally love about it. And somehow, some way, we all come together to be this amazing community that I absolutely love. Like, I hear this all the time. When you come to Colorado, you will immediately notice how nice the people are. That's something I immediately noticed. Some of the clients that I've talked to from this channel, actually, who have visited, have said the same exact thing. It's like, people are so nice here. They're not just looking straight at the ground. They want to look you in the eyes, say, hey, how's your day going? So if you don't like that, yeah, you're probably not gonna like Colorado, but it is really a beautiful thing to see, and it makes your day a little bit better, makes your life a little bit better. So if you're looking for a happier life and an easier life and all of those things, maybe Colorado is the right place. Guys, that's it for today's video. If you liked it, please hit the like button. It really helps out my channel. And if you guys want to subscribe, I post videos every Monday and Wednesday at 5 p.m. all about the relocation process. And if you need help, I am a licensed realtor here in this beautiful state. So if you want to reach out, my number and email are popping up. But until next time, guys, I will see you later. Bye.